Welcome to all for today's session on course Java Programming for Beginners. In today's session, we are going to discuss the concept of method overriding. Here, a Java programming language support for two types of polymorphism. One is compile time polymorphism and second one is runtime polymorphism. A compile time polymorphism is achieved in Java programming language through the concept of method overloading, whereas the runtime polymorphism is achieved in Java programming language through a method overriding. The concept of method overloading means defining a same name method inside defining more than one methods having a same name with different argument list or return type. Whereas in method overriding, the method overriding is achieved in Java programming language by defining a same signature method inside a superclass as well as inside a derived class. When a same signature method is defined inside the base class as well as inside a derived class, such method is called as method overriding. In other words, if subclass provides the specific implementation of method that has been provided by one of its parent class is known as method overriding. Method overriding means defining a same method, same signature method with its implementation inside the base class as well as inside a derived class. Such mechanism of defining a methods is called as method overriding in a Java programming language. The Java programming language support for the runtime polymorphism through a concept of method overriding. Here, the advantage of method overriding in Java programming language is that it provides a specific implementation of method that is already provided by its superclass. Here, whatever implementation of method is done inside a superclass, that implementation of method is done inside a subclass. The rules of method overriding are as follows. The method must have same name in its parent class as well as in a subclass or in derived class. The method having a same signature inside the parent class as well as inside a derived class with its implementation. Same signature means method having the same argument list, method having same return types, and method having the same name. Such method is called as same signature methods. When same signature method is defined inside the base class as well as inside a derived class, such mechanism of deriving a method, such mechanism of defining a method is called as method overriding in Java programming language. Here the example of method overriding is shown in a Java programming language. Here a vehicle is a base class. Inside the vehicle, a implementation of method wide run is shown here, whereas class bike will extends a vehicle class. Inside a bike class, we are writing the implementation of same method, that is run method. Here in both class, the same method is defined. Inside the implementation of method, the statements are different, but the signature of method in both class is same. Okay, when you create the object of derived class, in that case, the method of derived class is get called. Here, inside here 3 classes are defined. One is bank class, next one is SBI class, which extends a bank class, and third one is ICI class, which extends a bank class. Here, from one class we can extend a 2 classes. That is hierarchical inheritance is defined here. And inside these 3 classes, the implementation of same method is defined. Int get rate of interest. Here same signature method is defined inside the base class as well as inside a derived class of bank like SBI and ICICI. When you create the object of SBI class, the method which is defined inside the SBI class is get executed, whereas when you create the object of ICICI class, then method which is defined inside the ICICI class is get executed. Then after that we are going to discuss about the difference between method overloading and method overriding. The method overloading is used to increase the readability of the program, whereas method overriding is used to provide a specific implementation of the method that is already provided by a superclass. Then second difference is that method overloading is performed within a class, whereas method overriding is performed within base class and its subclass. In case of method overloading, parameters must be different. In case of method overriding, parameters must be same in a Java programming language. This is about a difference between method overloading and method overriding in a Java programming language. The most important basic difference is that the method overloading concept is used in a Java programming language when the programmer want to achieve the compile time polymorphism. When programmer want to achieve the runtime polymorphism, in that case the programmer has to use the method overriding concept. Then after that we are going to discuss the next concept, final variables and methods. When methods and variables are declared as a final, in that case that variables and methods are not overridden inside this subclass. When we declare a variables and methods as a final, then we cannot redeclare the same variables inside this subclass, or we cannot write the implementation of same method inside a derived class. When a final keyword is used for declaration of variables or declaration of methods, then it will avoid the overriding of the methods and variables. By default, whatever variables are defined inside the superclass that are get overridden by default inside a subclass. To prevent overriding, to prevent the variable overriding and method overriding in Java programming language, we have to declare a variables and methods as a final through a final keyword. Here just you have to specify a final keyword before the type of variable, and then after that we have to, during the declaration of methods also, we have to define a method as a final. Defining a method final ensure that the functionality defined inside the method is not get altered anywhere. When a variable is declared as a final, the value of that variable is a constant throughout a program. The next one is final class. We can declare a class as a final. When we declare a class as a final, we can prevent that class from inheritance. Once you declare a class as a final, we cannot derive a new class from that final class. Means through final keyword, we are preventing a class from inheritance. Just have to specify final keyword before a class keyword to declare a class as a final. Next one is finalizer method. The constructor are used to initialize an object when it is declared. This process is known as initialization. Similarly, Java support for finalization. Java runtime system is a garbage collecting system. It automatically free up the memory resources used by the object in a Java programming language. But object may hold this some non-object resources, and this in order to when the programmer want to free the non-object resources, in that case a or finalize method is used to free the non-object resources. For that, finalizer method is used. Then next one is abstract class and abstract methods. Here in a Java programming language provides support for the abstract class and abstract methods. Okay, here we can declare a class as abstract, just defining a abstract keyword before a class keyword. When user want to make method as abstract, just have to specify the keyword abstract before the return type of method. Here, once you declare a class as abstract, means we are making that class compulsory for inheritance. Okay, because once you declare a class as abstract, we cannot initialize the object of abstract class. We cannot initialize the object of the abstract class, so that here it need to be extended and its method to be implemented. Once here you declare a class as abstract, okay, the new class must be inherited from a abstract class, so that whatever methods or data members are defined inside the abstract class that are get called through the object of the abstract class. Just have to specify the keyword abstract before the class keyword. Once you define a method as abstract, then in that case we cannot write the implementation of the method inside the same class. We can write its implementation inside the derived class. That is, once you define a method as abstract, in that case we cannot provide the implementation of that method inside the superclass. We can write its implementation inside this subclass. Here the example of abstract class is shown here. Inside the abstract class here, abstract just have to specify the abstract keyword before the class keyword. If you want to define a method as abstract, just have to specify a keyword as abstract before the return type of method. Once you declare a method as abstract, okay, in that case we cannot write the implementation of the method inside the same class. Once you declare a method as abstract, we have to write the implementation of that method inside the class which extends the superclass. That is, here the class Honda will extend a bike class, so that whatever abstract methods are defined inside the bike class, all that methods are get implemented inside the Honda class. Inside the abstract class, we can define abstract methods as well as concrete methods. Okay, concrete methods are methods, or methods are called as a concrete method when the implementation of method is provided inside the same class, whereas abstract method is a method where the implementation of method is not defined in the same class where it is declared. Its implementation is defined inside the derived class. Such method is called as abstract class. Here the wide run method is abstract class, so its implementation is defined inside the subclass Honda. Okay, and here we cannot initialize the object of abstract class. We can initialize here the object of Honda class, and through that object we can call the methods of superclass. This is about the abstract and the final class, final methods in a Java programming language. Here also the example of abstract class having constructor, field and methods. Here a class is defined as abstract. Okay, here we define a class as abstract. That is int limit 30 bike is defined as is one of the constructor of the abstract class. Okay, then here we define a method where get details and run is an abstract method is defined here. Here where get details is a concrete method where the implementation of method is defined in the same class, whereas run is abstract method because here declaration is provided and implementation of method is provided inside the data class. Okay, here inside the Honda class, the Honda class will extends a byte class, and inside the byte class, inside the Honda class, we are writing the implementation of run method. Here implementation of run method is written here. Okay, and inside the Honda class, we are writing the main method, and inside the main method, we are creating inside the main method, we are creating the object of bike class by calling the constructor of Honda class. Once the object of bike class is get initialized, it will call the methods of abstract class. Here in today's session, we have discussed about the concept of method overriding with its example, and after that we discuss about the final class, final data members and final methods, and after that we have discussed about the abstract class and abstract methods provided in a Java programming language. So that in today's session we will stop here. Thank you.